Fuck it. All right. I hope this doesn't just immediately go live to everybody. Okay, let's do a little test. Let me go on my private YouTube account, see if this is popping up. Okay, good. Okay, good. It's not popping up in the subscriptions. Let me just double check. Thank God. Okay. Had a few false starts. Let's adjust the lighting here. Got my whiz lights. That's a little intense. Whoa! Okay. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna set myself up for some music here. Cool. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy.
I mean, it's crazy to think about it. Like, it used to cost millions to advertise on TV, and now it's crazy to think about it. Like, it used to cost
Is this
millions
working?
to advertise on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, output gain. Testing my mic. That is too much compression. Testing. Testing. Okay, I think this sounds pretty good. I'm gonna test it on my phone. Just in case, compared to another YouTube video. See how it sounds. Okay. I'm like already tired. Okay, testing my audio. Okay, testing my audio. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, baby. All right. We're public. Let's see how this goes. Girls pop off in the chat. Let me know what's going on. If this is working. If this sounds good. Hi! Free video editing, that's right. Anybody wants some VFX done? The instructions are in the description. Feel free to send me an email. Good evening to you all. Where are we coming in from? Where's everybody from? I'm a little tired too, I gotta be honest. That's why we got this. I made it, yeah, there were a couple false starts there, but here we are. It's kind of terrifying. In OBS, I would hit start stream and it would just go live to everybody. And it's like, I need to test this a little bit first. Canada, shout out. Germany, shout out. Netherlands, shout out. 3 places I want to go, but I've never been. The only place outside of the country I've been is India, and it was awesome. But yeah, I'm not very well traveled outside the U.S., unfortunately. North Carolina, Philippines, San Jose, nice, nice. All right, I'm gonna give this a couple more minutes. I'm gonna shout it out on Instagram, and then we'll get started. I got a few emails. I'll take you guys through. It's gonna be fun. Okay. Let's see. This is overwhelming. Oh my god. Okay. Just making a little Instagram post here. Cool. Okay. Thank you. I have been having a good day. It's been very nice. It's been very lax, hanging out at home, made some tacos. It was good. What's the deal with music for streams? Do people usually play music? I mean, I know you can't do, like, copyrighted material. Should I just go and play royalty-free classical music? Like, what's the vibe? Or does everybody... Like, I don't play music and then you'll play music on your end. Like, how does this work? Because I might just listen to my own music and not have it go through the stream. Because I like listening to music. Any updates on the game? Yes, we are. So Heartshot, our VR game that's in early access, development on that is paused, but will be coming back. Long story short, we're not making much money off of it, and we need to support ourselves. And so I'm doing a lot of freelance, and we're also working on a smaller flat screen game, which I'm very excited about, and we'll be talking more about in the near future. Okay, let's just give it a couple more minutes for some people to hop in, and we'll get started. Do you guys like my OBS setup? I got some cute GIFs in here. If you don't know about it, there's this great internet archive called GIF Cities, and it's amazing. You can just search like sparkle or let's do money, you know, and you get just the best old school GIFs. And it's hilariously slow. In fact, today it's just not working at all, which is amazing. But all of these old GIFs are from there. Okay, screw it. Let's get started. I'm going to hop over to the email I made today. peterdoesyourvfx@gmail.com. Okay, Dear Lord, I'm hoping that none of my personal information gets revealed, you know. I hope I don't dox myself, but here we go. Wait, I want... Forgive me, this is my first time doing this. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got a few submissions. We got a cool one from Fakri of some violent stabbing, which looks cool. Definitely some potential here for some blood splatters. Might get to this one, but the one I was thinking of was a building explosion here. Let's see. Also, whoever submits, like, your email's just gonna be on here. So, maybe in the future I won't do that. But you are, by submitting, you are consenting to whatever you send to me being on stream. Okay.
Dad, explode!
Can you guys hear that? Hold on. Desktop audio, is that going through?
Dad,
Yeah, might be a little loud.
explode!
Okay. So we have this cool shot of my man's here running up to a building and
Dad, explode!
the building exploding. I asked a follow-up question about, like, you know, I wanted to get specific about what this person wanted for their shot. Whether it would be the whole building exploding and collapsing or just like part of it. I didn't get a response through email, so we're just gonna give it our best guess. So, first things first, let's pop open After Effects. Do-do-do. Okay. La la la. Let's get our footage and drop this in. Okay, so let's just see what we're working with here. Nice. Okay, so I think this is a cool shot. It has lots of fun movement. The camera shake adds some nice energy to it, but that camera shake is going to be an issue for doing all of our work here because it's going to be hard to see what we're doing when there's so much movement, and also it's going to be tough for the camera track and stuff like that. So I think let's stabilize the shot and then do our VFX on top of that and then unstabilize the shot once we're done. So let's see, there's not really any VFX in the shot up until, you know what, let me set a marker for where the explosion is, because he said it out loud, which I like.
Dad, explode!
So like right there, let's set a marker. Okay. So let's just start our track right about here. Everything before here doesn't really matter to us right now. Okay, let's throw a little bit of warp stabilizer on there first, just so it's not super shaky when we try and camera track it. What up, son? Okay, so I like to do warp stabilizer at just like 1 or 2%. And a really cool feature that warp stabilizer has now is you can set your objective to reversible stabilization, which means we can stabilize it here, get a nice smooth result, and then pre-compose our shot later, which means just like packaging it, and then apply the effect again, but reversed, and so it unstabilizes it. So all of our effects are sticking in the shot correctly, but we don't have to deal with seeing the camera shake while we work. So this is still too intense. We want smooth motion. So let's see. This should be a little bit smoother. So that's better already, but we're getting some rolling shutter here. Just the nature of the camera this was filmed with. No big deal. So let's see if we can fix that a little bit with rolling shutter repair. Another nice After Effects plugin. Nice. Huge help. I'm using a software called Adobe After Effects. It's both a wonderful piece of software and can be very frustrating sometimes. They just don't give the team enough money. Classic Adobe, taking everybody's money and keeping it for the executives and the shareholders and not paying people what they're worth and overcharging, and just fun capitalist BS. But great piece of software nonetheless. Okay, so this might be a little tough first of all, we got our shot kind of moving outside of the bounds of this composition, which is going to be a problem for us later because we're losing that piece of the footage. So let's actually, God, first of all, let's freaking save this. Stream 1. Okay, so let's increase the size of the composition a little bit, just 1.25 or something. Yeah. There we go. And so we're going to actually have to do warp stabilizer again, unfortunately. So I'm going to pre-compose this, and then let's throw warp stabilizer on top of it. Wow, 92 people watching right now. Crazy. Crazy. Okay. Reversible stabilization. Let's set this to like 2%, maybe even 1%. I don't know what happened. What the heck? Oh, right. Okay, and listen, guys, give me feedback if I'm going too slow or too fast. I want this to be good for you guys. Let me know. Okay. Also, this is overwhelming. I'm like overstimulated right now. Rolling shutter repair. Throw that on there. This is the boring part of the VFX where we're just setting everything up so we can work on it properly, but imperative to have a nice working experience. Oh dear lord, this is a shaky ass shot. We're gonna work with it. Okay. Cool, so now that we got that all stabilized, let's see if After Effects can possibly camera track this. But yeah, thanks for joining me. This is going to be super fun. I just thought, you know, there was an idea at Corridor back in the day called Pimp My VFX, which I always really wanted to do, but it just never got made. And the idea of it was, you know, sort of like this. People would submit their VFX and for like student films and stuff like that, and we would do like really high quality VFX for it, sort of tongue-in-cheek with the like Pimp My Ride type vibe. And it never got made, and I don't want to directly steal that idea, so I think this is a nice middle ground. Okay, let's see if After Effects could track this. So I just put a little solid in the scene. Let's see if it sticks. Hell yeah. Okay, this is going to make our job so much easier. Awesome. Okay, now I have to do the fun thing of remembering how to get this camera track into Blender, because I don't do it all the time. I like using Blender's camera tracker, so let's see if we can do it. This is the longest Blender's ever taken to open. It's shy. It's nervous. It's a little shy. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. Okay. Hot tip. I like replacing my default cube with a default Carla. Her name is Carla. She's just like a 3D scan I got online. But this is like a 5'7" woman, and it's nice just for scale. You know, so right off the bat when you're starting with your 3D stuff, you know how big it is in comparison to a person. Because I find a lot of what makes my stuff look unrealistic is when the scale is off, because human brain's so good at determining how big things should be compared to people. So it's nice to have this just as a place to start off. Anyways, let's open up our footage. I like making pieces of reference footage when I'm working. So let's see, let's export this as ProRes. Let's make a little folder called ref, and this is going to be 01 ref 01. Beautiful. Wait, I don't want I don't want that blue square in there. Let's redo that. Hi from actual France. Disons now. Yeah, my name's Peter France. Don't know where that comes from. My lineage is English and Irish, so no French in there. I have no idea. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to make the next 10 minutes of this stream so boring because I'm going to camera track it in Blender instead so that it's easier to map out the environment, and you'll see what I mean when I do that. But first things first. I don't know what I was going to do. Okay. Let's start camera tracking. Let's go over to track. Match. Previous frame always works better for some reason. Let's see how well this does. Yeah, that was fast as hell. Beautiful. Okay. Let's start tracking. Let's show our search region. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to turn on screencast keys. Let's see if we even have that enabled. This screencast keys is a plugin that's going to let you see the buttons I'm pressing, so I don't need to explain everything I'm doing. Damn it. Okay. We're going to download screencast keys real quick. Actually, I probably already have it downloaded. Let's see. Downloads. Installers. Screen. Okay. Blender. Yup. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try the other one. There we go. Okay. Patience. Patience. Dear Lord. Don't look at my files. What in the world? Ay. I downloaded the whole GitHub repository. Just give me the download link. My Blender is too new. You're so right. You're so right. Okay. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I never understand GitHub pages. Okay, screencast keys is, I'm just gonna show you guys this. Get add-on. Drag and drop into Blender. Is that a real thing? I don't understand. Okay, I'll just download it. Whatever. If you guys have burning questions on how to do any exact thing, just ask me. I'll tell you the key lines. Okay. Screw it. Let's go back here. Somebody asked if I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine. Oh yeah. Okay, great. Let's clear the end of that track. We're gonna go for 8 tracks. All right. Dear Lord. Gotta make the search area bigger. It's doing surprisingly well tracking this. Oh dear Lord. Okay, let's. Yeah. How many hours do I have in After Effects? A lot. I've been using After Effects since I was like 13. So a lot of time. Beautiful. That's 3 out of 8. Let's track right here. If your track's not moving to the next frame, you can change the scale a little bit and try it again. Beautiful. Oh, jumped a little bit right there. Let's do that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, let's... God, I didn't even save this. Project management is very important. Got to have a good folder structure if you want to stay organized. Okay. Let's move on. So, the difficult thing about this shot might be that this building we're seeing here is one big flat plane, and we're not getting much parallax or depth for the tracker to solve where the camera is in relation to it. Flat planes don't do amazing with camera trackers, so we need something... Excuse me. We need something in the foreground here that's moving closer to camera to help the tracker solve the camera trap. So I'm seeing a little yellow flower right here. Looks perfect. Let's do that. Make sure we're in the center there. And gorgeous. Look at that. And we could just manually fix that. I'm so scared that we're going to do all this tracking and then we're going to hit solve and it's going to not work. So if that happens, I apologize in advance. And it's just part of the process, baby. Because sometimes that happens. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. Okay, let's answer some questions. I have a question. How do you install screencast keys? I don't know. I couldn't do it. Will I be at BlenderCon? If I can afford it. Heartshot has not been canceled. It's on pause because we're working on another smaller game. We will get to it. It's going to be awesome. Having many different tracking points helps. AE, we're working in Blender, model a 3D environment. Yes, I'll show you how you can turn your track points into points on a mesh, and it makes it really easy to model your scene. Any advice for a newcomer in VFX? Find a way to make it fun. And just keep working on it and having fun. If it's fun, you'll keep doing it, and if it's not fun, you'll lose steam. So just keep working on projects that you enjoy, and you'll naturally get better as you do more work. Okay, let's track this point. Oh god, that was beautiful. Amazing. Okay. Let's see if we can get more foreground. Okay, yeah, we got a good little guy right here. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Okay, let's just manually move that. Yeah, okay, and we lost it. That's okay. I didn't realize this for a long time. If you have a track that becomes obscured, but then at another point in the footage, it becomes unobscured, you can just resume it. Yeah. If you can even freaking track it. Okay, there we go. So you can see this track, oh, pops out, pops back in. Hell yeah. How many of these live streams do I plan on doing? Until it's not fun anymore. But I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? And yeah, send me a VFX shot. There are instructions in the description for how to do that. Okay. I'm thinking right here. Yo, after this tracking point, which item of contrast should I track next? Give me suggestions. We'll put it up to a vote. Okay. Let's track this little point right here. Okay, I think it's right there. Okay, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. We could try and solve it right now. Okay. So when you're camera tracking stuff in Blender, you track a bunch of points in your scene, and then once you have 8, you can try and solve it, solve the camera motion. And Blender does this with keyframes, which are basically, it's like, let's say we want to compare frame 2 to frame 12 to compare the depths or the positions of the points and see if Blender can figure it out. So let's do solve camera motion. Hell yeah, we got a solve error of 3.69, which is pretty good to start out with, especially since we haven't done any of the refining options. So there are auto tracking tools, but I'm an old man and I like using Blender to do it. Okay, shoot. So yeah, right where we're losing our foreground elements, we have this gap in the track right here, which is going to be a huge problemo. You know what? I think we should track this little point back here. See if this helps us. And there is an AI tracking software, but it was not good. I don't even want to say the name of it. And they charge a friggin' arm and a leg. Okay, that's not going to track. Yeah, I tried it and it was a real bummer. And I think I might even still be paying for it because I'm bad at canceling subscriptions. Okay, let's try doing this. Top right of the chair. People are saying we're tracking the chair. You got it. Okay. Ooh, let's see. God dang. I'd say top right of the chair could be good. The only problem is that so you see the top of the chair here, and then there's that dark spot behind it, and there's going to be a little bit of difference in perspective between those, but it might be just small enough that we can get away with it. Hey, thanks for the donation. Music and audio guy, and I love seeing the parallels between video VFX and sound design. Much love. Thank you for sharing your gifts. That's so sweet. There are a weird amount of parallels between sound design and visual effects and audio and video, like the way that frequencies translate to color and adding contrast and balance and things like that. It is pretty fascinating. Okay, lost it there. And we got it back right here. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Woo-wee! Okay. Alright, we might just have to live with a high error. Let's see here if this works at all. Let's set it as the background, set up the tracking scene, then let's set our floor plane, which is a really nice feature that Blender has, where you can take 3 points that are on the ground and hit floor, and it'll set that as the floor. So let's track this little guy right here. And it doesn't need to be tracks for the whole shot. It can just be a few frames. Let's do that guy. Let's also do this right here. Nope. Gorgeous. Okay, let's get our third point. Maybe right there if that doesn't get obscured. Okay, great. Take that and that and that, and we're gonna hit floor. Now let's go over to our 3D view and see how we're doing. Hey, not too bad. Look at that. Okay, I'm glad this worked. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know what? We're not going for perfect here. Someone's asking what we're doing the tracking for, and yes, the tracking is so that we get our camera moving the right way in relation to our scene. And you can see it's not perfect, so we're getting some jitters here, but it's generally not great, but good enough. So let's fix this up a little bit. First of all, let's go back to tracking, and I'm going to, under the geometry tab, I'm going to hit 3D markers to mesh, which is really nice, so that then all of our points are little vertices. So then I can do stuff like, let's see. I'm going to try and reconstruct that wall. Oh god, this is rough. Okay, let's get a few more points. Just a few more points. Just a few more points, guys. Just a few more points. What is Blender lacking? I don't know. I can't give a satisfying answer right now. Not much. I really like Blender. I think it's very well designed. I think the people who make it really care about it, which shines. And I haven't really used other 3D software, so I can't really make comparisons. Okay, this is rough. But you know what? It's part of the process. Let's see here. Jesus. Okay, y'all, just give me 1 minute. I gotta figure something out. Sorry. Okay. Sorry for the delay. I was searching for a tool I use to export camera data from After Effects to Blender because this isn't working out for this situation, unfortunately. So I got some GitHubs here. Let's see if this works. Okay, we got our JSON script. Gonna select the camera. Let's go to scripts, run script file. Okay. Let's do work area. That's awesome. Okay, let's see if this works. Wait, where was it gonna go? Okay. Do. Okay. So we exported that. Now we run the Blender script. Import comp to Blender. Wait, do I already have this? Import After Effects comp. Let's see if this works. Let's just delete everything. Import After Effects comp. Oh, look at that. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, wonderful. Let's do this one more time. Let's add some solids in here just so we know where everything is. Let's do that. Create solid. Let's just orient this correctly. Dear Lord. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Okay. This is the fun of VFX, is like most of the time is doing really boring shit like this, and then that's it. Okay, let's try this one more time. Let's just install a script file. Let's install it. Let's do that. Sure. Okay, hope that works. See. I think I saw that solid way in the distance. Yeah. Okay. So. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, look at that. Gorgeous. So, it's way too big. Let's see if we can scale this down. I imagine we can't just scale it. We're going to have to use an empty. Let's add a new empty. Let's make it real big. Let's take both our camera. Well, first of all, let's take our camera and make it a child of the empty. And then let's take our big-ass plane. Make that a child of the empty so that we can scale our empty down and scale the camera and plane as well. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's load this up as our background. Let's move this over here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, now is the fun part of we're taking our null that our camera is attached to, and we're going to do the old-fashioned VFX method of just rotating it and moving it until the floor is in the right place. Super fun. Let's add a cube. Just for reference, let's add a few cubes here. And let's take our little empty, and let's move this ish. I normally like tracking too. It can be very fun. It is like solving a riddle. It's like a little puzzle. But right now I'm not digging it because I feel slightly stressed out because there's a stream going and it's not working super well. So let's do that. And let's do that. Okay, you know what? It's an explosion, there's gonna be debris and stuff. Doesn't have to be perfect. But that's pretty good. That's not too bad. Alright. Let's go ahead and hide that. I usually like to make a discard folder in Blender just for stuff that I don't necessarily want to delete, but I don't want to be around anymore, and then I just turn it off. Let's delete those cubes. Background. Remove that, remove that, remove that. And let's add a floor plane. Beautiful. Now this is where our building is going to be, so we can do this. Okay, lovely. Yeah, so some people are suggesting smoothing out the camera curves, which totally could work. However, that would, when we do the reverse stabilization again, that might mess some things up. So I don't really want to do that. Okay, so we have our general shape of our building tracked in decently well. So now let's go ahead and model the building, which now is super easy because we literally just add some loop cuts. I'm going to hit Control R and do that and that and that. And let's move that one over a little bit. And now I can just take this and, ooh, yeah, super easy. Look at that. I'm going to turn on ambient occlusion so you guys can see this easier. There we go. Cool. Alright, let's continue modeling here. Let's just get the windows. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut these things out and then I'll extrude the entire building. So I don't have to worry about the backside of it. Gorgeous. Okay. Okay, yep, there we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the $5, Lucasfilm. These are finding assets. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if I don't get to your shot on this stream, possibly the next stream, feel free to send shots my way. Okay, let's have some smoke come out of here as well. So my thought process for this is I think it would be really cool to send our entire shot, or the geometry of the shot, over to EmberGen, which is an amazing smoke simulation software, and then use this as geometry to collide with smoke so we can have smoke blast out this way and sort of furl around the building in a cool, fun way. Sweet, so that's looking pretty good. Let's add our balconies here. It'll be these, and then let's do that. God, this can get confusing. Okay. If you double tap G when you're having when you have a vertex selected, you can move it along the edges, which is convenient. Thanks, Riley. Have fun. Okay. Let's do this one first. Why is that not working? Whatever, we don't need that one. Right, is that good? Good enough. Oh dear Lord. Okay. Let's do this one. And let's just futz that a little bit. Cheat on that. Cheat on that. Okay, cool. Let's see how the chat's doing. What's up, Mr. Cody Flick? How you been, girl? Can you watch the stream later? I don't know yet. I might keep it up, I might take it down. Depends on how I feel about it. Oh, that's a good question. When I unstabilize everything, will the render have the correct motion blur? Probably not. I didn't really think about that. That's interesting. But we can apply motion blur after not using Blender's built-in motion blur. We can use Real Smart Motion Blur, which is an effect you can use in After Effects to sort of emulate motion blur. It's a little fake, doesn't look as good, but it'll work for this. Okay, so now let's take our building geometry and let's extrude it out a little bit. And then let's just make like a fake hallway here. Right. Whoa, what the hell? Okay. Oh my god, okay. Hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, we got a little thickness to our building. Now let's make our hallway. And this is kind of just adding some geometry to the inside of our building so that the smoke reacts properly to the walls that are already in the building. And just makes it feel a little bit more real. Okay, so we got that. Let's extrude this out a little bit. And let's do the same over here. I'm going to clean up this geometry just a little bit. Wait, what am I doing? Okay. What am I doing? Is that where the... Oh, okay, so that can get filled in. You guys know. You know what's up. Just cleaning up our geometry, just being good little VFX boys. Normally, I don't care too much about geometry, but we're doing a simulation on this geometry, and simulations like when you have good, clean geometry with no n-gons. An n-gon is a polygon with more than 4 sides, maybe, or maybe it's just whatever. You get it. Look it up. Keep it quad, y'all. I like that. Okay, let's grab this loop, let's extrude it, let's set scale to 0, and then let's merge these, and let's merge these. Yurt. Okay, no interior faces, looking good. Let's merge by distance to make sure we have no duplicate vertices. Looking good. Didn't I care about geometry for my game? Yes, I did, quite a lot, because it's VR, and so you have to have low poly models, so that was a huge consideration. But for VFX, it doesn't really matter so much. Have I done compositing in Unreal Engine? I have not. It scares me, and I know Blender so well, and whenever I try doing VFX in Unreal, I'm so slow that I hate it. And I want to go back to Sweet Blender where I feel comfortable. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, what's next, you ask? I think this is a nice point where we could start to introduce some lighting and match the lighting of our background, which is very straightforward, just a normal day. Looks like it's kind of afternoon time, so let's grab an HDRI to mimic that. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to get us there. Whoops, what in the world? Desktop, assets, HDR, there we go, okay. Feel like nature, let's see, here. Feel like Klufendal would probably work well. The HDRs from Polyhaven always have the most amazing non-English names. I love it. Okay, let's set it to rendered, but it's going to be an Eevee automatically for some reason. So let's set it to cycles. Redo that. Cool, okay. So let's see, where is our sun direction here? Sort of that, yeah. Okay, so you know what we can do is let's set our video to overlay on top of our render, and then we can try and match the direction of the shadows. Which is, oh my god, already so close. Wow. I honestly don't think we need to change that. Would you look at that? Wow, wow, look at that! Crazy. Okay, so let's do some stuff. Let's set our footage to be our background. Let's set our floor to be a shadow catcher. And let's also, under film, I don't know why this is under film, but we're going to set the background as transparent, so it'll render over our footage. Let's also set this to be a shadow catcher. And so that way we can add in a sphere or something, and it'll cast shadows on the ground, which is nice. However, I think we're going to need some gobos, because you can see... Oh boy, this might be a little tricky actually, because you can see we have a tree covering up the sun, and so the light is shining through the tree onto this geometry, and so I think this isn't quite looking realistic because we're getting a clean, just all of the sun on the sphere instead of it being broken up by that tree. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to, let's just freaking Google image search tree, dog. Tree, let's find one against a bright background. So that might be good, but not much sky in there. Ooh, maybe I could like have it be transparent. It's okay. I need one with more like sky peeking through, you know what I mean? That looks good. Let's do this. Shout out anatomy, definition, characteristics. Shout out EcoTree, the website where this is from. We're using it. Okay, so back in Blender, let's import that image as a plane. The white also seems off. You're so right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. In the materials, we are going to, so basically we're using this to block the sun and we're pretending it's a tree. So let's, instead of having the alpha from the image power the alpha of the material, let's take the color, do that. Let's add a invert color. So, okay, so this is the alpha of our image. Let's do that, and oh yeah, look at that. Now we have what's called a gobo, which on a film set is just a piece of material that blocks out part of a light to give it some sort of texture, such as tree texture. This guy isn't French, he's like Spanish or from Canada or something. You talking about me? That's funny. Okay. So now we got our guy blocking out the sun. Let's plug this into here. Don't need the color. It'll just be black. So now you can barely see it, but it's there. We got a shadow being cast on our scene. And we can turn off camera so it's not visible to the camera, only the shadow is. And yeah, look at that. Yeah. Let's go back in here. I'm gonna add another color ramp. Let's see if we can, yeah. Haha, look at that. Okay. Good enough. And this is kind of going to make compositing a nightmare for us since we have all of this tree shadow, but we can cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's also take these guys and make these shadow catchers as well. Okay. So let's take a step back and plan our next steps through this shot. So we have our camera tracked, we have our lighting generally set up. It's looking pretty good. You know, it's not perfect, but we're doing what we can in the time we have. So let's mark where the explosion is going to be. Let's say it's right there. Okay, cool. We can start bringing this into Embergen. So, I haven't done this in a while, so if it doesn't work, sorry. Let's see how it goes. Why am I not in corridor videos? I am sometimes. No, we're still all buds. I just work for them contract now, so I get to do my own stuff, and then whenever they need me, they call me in, and we work on stuff together. But we're still all buds, and we're all good. Okay, let's also just add that. That. I'm just adding some more geometry to the interior of our building so it feels real when we blow it up and the smoke furls out in a realistic way. Okay. Let's just do these guys and then that'll be it. I'm adding like a ceiling here. Okay. Did the stream go down? What happened? Are we good? No, we're good. Okay. Someone in the chat is saying I inspired them to start making games. That's awesome. Unfortunately, I breakdance and broke my Valve index. That's incredible. I so wish there was a video of that. Do I stream often? No. I don't. Do I need this over here? You know what? Do I? Do I need this? No, but we're gonna add it anyway. Okay, first of all, we gotta find a point on the ground to match it up to. Okay. Wait, first of all, we gotta check if this actually is going to not be super shaky. That's not gonna work. Okay, we're not doing that. Beautiful, we got our geo. Let's export that to Embergen. Export FBX. Let's put it in miscellaneous wall 01. Yeah. Export. Opening up Embergen. If you guys haven't seen Embergen, you're gonna love it. It's awesome. Shout out Jenga Effects. They gave me it for free, and it was really nice, and I use it all the time, and I love it, so I'll shout them out. But look at these amazing presets. This is crazy. Crazy. And it's all real time. I mean, some of them go a little bit slow because they're high resolution, but like Oh my god. So these, this is like a simulation software, and it exports VDBs, which is like a file format for volumes, which you can then open in Blender and render super easily. So let's just like look at this. Look at this aerial explosion. Is it gonna go super slow? Yeah. It's okay. It's super high resolution, but look at that. It's crazy. It looks amazing. Let's open a new one. Let's do aerial explosion 1. Like, oh yeah, look at that. That's in real time, simulating while I'm streaming and have Blender open. Crazy. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, which explosion preset should we use? Let's try... Ooh, these are pretty good. Oh no, is the stream getting laggy? No. How is it now? Is it okay? Okay, well, I'll try and not push it too hard, but that might just happen, unfortunately. It's fixed. Okay, good. I like this one. Okay, so let's pause that. I'm sorry if the stream gets all jank. I'm gonna turn the resolution down. Okay, how's that? Is that really bad? Okay, whatever. Why are we seeing the vectors? That's annoying. Okay. Jesus. Okay, I gotta turn the resolution of this down still. Jesus Christ. Okay, looks like it's fine. Okay, let's turn the resolution up just a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if we can get some geometry in here. Collider, I think that's what we want. Nope. Import. What? Geometry, yes. Asset, file path. Let's see if we can do this. Someone's asking why I don't just use like a VFX asset, like an explosion for this, as in like got some fiery dust explosions from Action VFX. I could use something like this, but I don't think it would look that good. Even though it works well, but just in this context, it's like, where would we even put that where it would look good? We could kind of finesse it so that it's coming out of here, but I think it'll look much better if we have natural smoke bursting out of the building. But we gotta figure out how to get the dang building into Embergen, which maybe I should have researched before this stream, but I didn't. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look up a tutorial. Embergen custom mesh. tips on importing meshes. Let's watch a video together. Okay, so it is under import. And where's the mask? Oh, okay, no. Oh, yeah, this isn't what we want. Introduction to the import node. Colliders. Okay. So I think we gotta use the import node. Let's grab wall.fpx. Oh, it's in there! Oh my god. Okay, it's just tiny. Okay. Let's do this. Sweet. And let's see if this does anything. Nope. Okay. So we gotta use it as a collider. I'm guessing we can put that in there. No. How the hell? Shapes. Oh, jump to the... Ah, there we go. This goes into there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah! Look at that! Hell yeah. Okay, wonderful. Let's move this back a little bit. Sweet. Okay. So this is totally working. This is awesome. Is the stream still good? Is it choking? This is EmberGen. EmberGen is incredible. My GPU is doing just fine. Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look how that stuff furls. Okay, but we're not getting much out of the actual doorway here, which we want. So let's add a force. Let's just do a point force, and let's put that into forces in simulation. Oh, thank you for donating. Okay, so we added a force, and now we have all these options available to us, and I'm just going to start tinkering with stuff until it looks good. So let's put our force like right there. Let's turn up repel strength to see if that does anything. I think that did something. Additional pressure rate. Oh, Christ. Okay, why isn't it working now? Is that... Good lord. Whoa! Okay, so let's... I think it's time to dive into this node graph a little bit and see what everything is actually doing. So let's turn everything off and turn everything back on step by step, just so we can see how it's affecting the simulation and thus how to get the simulation to do what we want. Okay, so nothing's happening. So these are our emitters right here. So we got that emitter, and we got that, and we got that, and we got that. Okay, so these are doing nothing. Emitter, volume, that doesn't do ish. So this is our primitive that's emitting. We got a little capsule right there. So let's, how can I change the scale of that? Height, let's do that. Beautiful. Okay, it looks like there's a bit of a gap in between our simulation and the actual collision here. So I think we might need to change some sort of collision setting, or it might just be the resolution of the simulation. So let's go over to here, collider. Not seeing that. Let's go over to import. Thickness collision. There we go. Let's go 0.1. Okay, that's looking better. Okay, great. So now, let's see what the other things are doing. What is this doing? Oh, that's the particles. Ooh, those look so nice. Okay, and what about this? More particles? Yup. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Okay, force noise, that's just to add some little furls to it. Same with that. So a lot of noise, a lot of good noise going on, but not really pushing it in the direction we want. So let's add force, and let's try, whoa, verticals. This node represents an emitter for verticals that can be used to inject custom velocities into the situation. That's awesome, but not what we're doing right now. Okay, force line. Let's do, you know what? Let's put the force directly into the primitive for when it spawns. Repel strength, a lot. And let's add some additional pressure. And let's rotate our line so it's going that way. And it's not really doing much, and I don't know why. Whatever, let's plug it into... God, how can I remove this? Okay. Forces. Whoa! Okay. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. But still not quite working for us. What in the world? Why does it want to go that way so bad? Should I just flip the building around? I feel like that won't help, but let's try. God, it just does not want to go through there. Okay, whatever. getting somewhere. Wish I could see this dang sphere. But I don't know how to do that. Wait, what is spawning this right now? Okay, there we go. Okay, lovely. Oh, needs a back wall in the room. That is clever. Let's do that. Thank you for that suggestion. Brilliant. Okay, so now we got our back wall. Let's see if that helps. Yeah! Okay, so we're getting there, but still not as fiery and high velocity as we want it. But we're getting there. In fact, I think... So our emission right now is very bulbous, and I feel like explosions don't usually look like that. They're normally a lot spikier. And so I want to see if we can create a little spiky guy in Blender and use that to emit the smoke. So let's use a displacement modifier. Let's use clouds to run it. And let's have it be a little spiky. Just like that. Let's do that. And let's do that. And that. And that. And that. Just have a little ball of trash. Good enough. Okay. Spiky trash ball. Let's export that. Let's import that. We got our spiky trash ball. Where the hell that is. So small. Great. Love our spiky trash ball. Okay, so let's see if we can... Yeah! We can emit through that. Awesome. Still super bulbous. That did not solve our issue. We can do that with turbulence instead. So let's add a force noise, which is just some turbulence, and let's throw that into forces. Wait, was this already doing that? Yeah, it was. Sick. But let's see if we can get this to go a little crazier. Let's throw some noise into the simulation. Let's turn up the gain. And the amplitude. Bump that ish. Okay, cool. Scale, let's see what that does. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay, let's see what that does. Like, okay, so this is totally working, but it looks more like an explosion happened inside the house and is then just leaking out, but we want it to feel like the explosion is just blasting out of that house. So we gotta add a lot of forces inside there. Okay, that's starting to feel better. Particle emitters for spikiness, that's so clever. I think they might be doing that here. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay. Whoa, okay. Okay, also, I see what's happening now. We need the force to be really intense at the beginning and then cut off immediately so it doesn't keep pushing the smoke out of the bounds of the simulation. So, let's turn off all of our forces. Great. Okay, so it's this one. Let's keyframe the push strength to be, let's fucking put it up at 10. Right, and let's keyframe that. And then let's put it back down to 0. Now where is that? There it is. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Sick. Now we're getting there. Okay, but let's change our emitting shape so that it's happening not just at this ground level, but all throughout the building. So let's make it a box, and you know what? Let's just do it in Blender. We'll have it be like this. Okay, good enough. Christ. Cool. Okay. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. That's better. How are we doing over in the chat? Cool. Thanks for sticking around, y'all. It's gonna be a good shot. Okay. So this is kind of working, but it looks super whack. So let's mess around with the noise until we can get it to look good. That's not bad. Someone's suggesting a force on the second floor as well. We could do that. I think, honestly, we need some noise here. Really intense noise. What is lack linearity? Yeah. Okay, see, that's what we want, is we want turbulence, we want the stuff flying in different directions. So, let's see here. Sweet, let's change the scale a little bit. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, and then we want to immediately clamp it so that it isn't, you know, dissolving the entire simulation. We just want a lot at the beginning. So let's take our gain, and at the beginning let's set a keyframe, and then let's immediately turn it down to 0. And let's do the same for the amplitude. Yeah. Okay, this is starting to feel pretty good. I would love these particles to shoot out a little bit more, though. Let's see if we can do that. So I'm going to turn our primitives off. In fact, let's organize these. Let's throw our shapes down there. So I think these are just the particles. Matter particles, cool. So let's see if we can do starting velocity for the particles that is really intense. Initial forces, initial speed, velocity cone, cone direction, that is negative y-axis. Let's do that and see what that does. Okay, let's mission speed limits min a lot. Why isn't this working? So for people who are just joining, we have this shot here sent in from a young man who wants this building to blow up. And we've modeled the building, and we brought it into our simulation software, which is EmberGen. And now we are adding a little explosion which should furl off of the existing geometry of the building. And right now I'm working with particles in EmberGen and trying to get those to spew out some looks cool. Awesome. Okay, let's add some more forces. Let's do... Let's do another line force. Let's copy this, paste it there. Let's see, let's put it up here. Ooh, twist strength. Yeah, let's get a twisty. Yeah. Let's do a fall off. Linear. Oh boy. Ooh, we can have it like suck the smoke back in a little bit. That's cool as hell. Okay, that's awesome. Wow. God, Embergen is just the best. Okay, now we're getting some high velocity, which is feeling good. Thank you for your patience. While I fiddle with stuff, it's a bad habit of perfectionism. Sweet, that's looking great. Let's copy paste this, put it down here. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is good enough for now. Let's save this. Jesus. Now, what I like to do is you can mess around with the rules for the simulation in Embergen, and you can make it just totally whack in a fun way. I wish it wouldn't show the arrows. That's really annoying. There we go. So let's go over to vorticity and let's change the intensity of that. And oh, it's keyframed. Lovely. Okay, large vorticity intensity. Boom. Interesting. Not quite the vibe. Cool. Nice. Fuel weight. What does that do? I don't know. Not much. Yeah. Okay, we need way more coming out of that door. I'm just gonna say it. I know we were all thinking it. There we go. We need less coming out of that window up top. Know what I'm saying? There we go. I meant the stuff, not that I'm doing looks good enough for now. What's the vorticity simulation? Vorticity intensity. Let's freaking throw this up to like 500%, just see what happens. Ah, horrible. 120. Not great. What about 80? It's fine. Okay, let's change the size of our domain a little bit. So this might screw up the stream. If it does, I apologize. We'll get it working. Because my GPU is gonna not have fun with this. Here we go. Oh boy. Okay. Has the stream died? Are we okay? Yeah, it's lagging up. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm going to export this VDB. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and when I get back, this simulation will be ready to go. We're going to pop it in Blender. So let's do 100 frames. Setting a file path for our simulation. Let's do 100 frames, screw it, and cool, screw it. Alright, if the stream craps out, sorry. Alright, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back. What's up, Queens? Ay. Okay. Let's throw this garbage in the discard. And let's test out our simulation. Import VDB. Grab all of that. Hopefully we don't chug too much. Let's line this sucker up. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. Lines up well. Looks kind of cool. I dig it. Let's put a material on here. So, Gleb Alexandrov just dropped an amazing tutorial on Embergen smoke fire materials, which just looks so good. And I actually used it for a different project. I helped Jordan out with his jump into Grand Canyon video for Corridor, and I did some explosions on there, so I'm going to steal my own material from that. Let's see. Okay, so it looks okay. Let's fiddle around with our stuffs here. Okay, so what's actually happening in this material? We have a normal volume, principled volume, going into the volume output. That's what this is. And then over here are our flames, which normally, if you just do the raw Embergen flames in Blender, let's see. Ugh. Flames. Looks okay. Not amazing. Looks kind of red in not a fun way. I think you can get it to not be so red, but don't really love the way this looks by default. And maybe I'm not using it right, but just usually looks kind of eh. Which that could totally be my fault. No disrespect. But Gleb Alexandrov had this great tutorial, which is where you take the, what is it? Okay, so so we're doing two things. We are controlling the emission of the smoke onto itself. So let's, how do I add a comment? Frame, cool. Okay. And can I name this? Lovely. Okay, so flames self-lighting. And then this over here is, oh my god. I do not use comments very often. Is just flames. Fuck. I'm not sure if I'll save the stream. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. What the heck? Whatever. Oh, dear lord. Okay, so let's try out our flames. And first, let's just do this. Boo boo boo. So this is not looking good right now. I think we need a lot more orange in here. Yikes. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Somebody's suggesting we don't use AGX. Oh yeah, he did talk about this in video. Let's use Filmic color space. Oh yeah, that does look better, you're right. Thank you. Whoever's shot this is, are you in the chat right now? How do you feel about this? Give me notes. Looks okay. Looks okay. Why is this so high up? What is colliding with it? There we go. Sort of. What the hell? Okay. Okay, so a problem I'm seeing is that our flames kind of emit and then get flamey, like it's smoke at first. Like this should be the brightest part of the explosion, but no, it kind of leaks out and then gets hot. So we can do a couple things. We can add a light to augment this and just blast it with light, or we can mess with our material a little bit and see if we can get anywhere there. Okay, that's helping. Oh, there we go. Nice. Couple questions. Somebody's asking what the context is behind this shot. The only information I got was that there's a guy running towards this building and it blows up. And it's gonna be sweet. Let's see. Lighting from the explosion on the surrounding areas. I don't think I'm gonna do much of that just for time's sake. If this were for, you know, a professional, like freelance gig, I would definitely do that, but for this, that's a bit more time intensive than we have time for tonight. Am I going to add the... Oh, what's up, Ryan? Am I going to add the original shake back in? Yeah, I am. Yikes. Okay, that's a little intense. What is causing that? That is terrible. There we go. That's better. Material tutorial, just look up Gleb Alexandrov, it's his latest video. Also, you know what? It's daytime, so I feel like this is way too bright. I feel like it would be a bit darker, so let's turn that down. Okay, so I'm feeling like this is pretty good. Not amazing, certainly, but given our time constraints, I'm going to render this out. And then we can do a lot of the saucing in After Effects, adding displacement, heat waves, more lighting. Speaking of lighting, actually, let's throw a little light in here. And let's just blast this. Get an orangey color. Yeah. So we get just really bright light right at the start of the simulation. Let's turn up the radius. Ooh, you know what we should do? Can't believe I didn't think of this earlier. Sometimes I like to retime simulations a little bit. So, see, it kind of leaks out here, and it should go from here, like, to there in one frame, you know? Like, it should go a lot faster and then slow down. So, let's... Oh, also it's at the wrong spot in the shot. Let's have it start here. And so now I'm going to go through this simulation and kind of art direct how fast it should be via the offset. So this is going to be the first frame of it. And then let's go a couple frames in the future, because it should go real fast. So now it goes more like that. So it's way faster. Now it's a little too fast. Too much backseating from chat. That's funny. No, that's okay. I like the input. It's good to know. Should we do some shrapnel? That could be cool. You know what? Yeah, screw it. Let's do some shrapnel. Alright, let's, Oh, do I have any shrapnel? Let's see if we can... Shrapnel, let's see, any little thingies? Nerp. Debris? Maybe? I'm not gonna pay friggin' $245 for this. Good God. Okay. Collection of garbage. Let's see. Let's check out... Wait. Polycam. How do you spell that? There we go. Debris. Explore. Debris. We can just use Megascans. Bridge. Um, Somebody's asking about freelance work. If you would like to inquire about freelance work, you can email me at peter@meadowstudios.net. And send just what the project is, if you have a budget, what you're looking for, timeline, etc., etc. Okay, let's grab some debris. 3D assets. Let's see. Yeah, some stuff like this is gonna be good. Sign in. You're not looking at that. Okay, let's make a little collection for our rocks. Beautiful, look at that. Yeah, let's make a collection called Debris. Gorgeous. Freaking Megascans never import properly, so we're gonna have to do the material the old-fashioned way. Hot tip, if you have the Node Wrangler plugin enabled in Blender, you can do Control-Shift-T, go to wherever your textures are, and just grab the textures, and then it'll import them based on the naming convention. It's really nice. Gorgeous. Good enough. Okay. Let's grab some more here. That's a good little wood fragment. That's a good little piece of debris. Ooh, will I be doing audio? That's fun. Yeah, let's do some audio too. That's a great idea. I love doing sound design. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, we can throw a little bit of this in there. That's nice. Ooh, I wish... I know sometimes there are like packs of things. That's not... Oh, yeah. Yeah. But we need like splintered wood. Like, that's pretty good. But I wish I could just import like a bunch of these at one time. Oh, some guy made a new plugin for Quixel? That's great. Yeah, it's been broken forever. Okay. Okay. That's a nice little chunk. Okay, let's get this and another, and then we're oh, dear God. That's perfect. Okay. How often do I do these streams? Never, but this is pretty fun, so I might do this a lot more. So subscribe if you want. Okay, hell yes. So let's select all these, put them in our little debris collection. Debris. And okay, let's make a little particle system. So I'm going to hide that. That's cool. Okay. Do we still have the spiky trash ball? No, I deleted that. Okay, so I'm going to make an emitter that's going to project out our debris, and I like having kind of a funky shape to give it a little bit of randomness. So let's add a displace modifier. Let's power it with clouds. Let's do that. That should be good enough. Convert that to a mesh to apply everything. Now let's add a new particle system. Lovely. And let's make it so that it starts and ends at 23. Frame 23, so it just emits everything at once. Gorgeous. And this is slowing us down, so let's add that to a smoke collection and just turn that off. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now let's add a force in there to get it to shoot out in the way we want it to. Let's give it a bunch of strength. Nice. So let's give it like 1,000 for the first frame and then immediately cut it off. Great. And you can see it's going through the building right now, which we don't want, so let's add a collision to the building. Great. And let's also make a plane back here that is also a collision, so it doesn't shoot out the back. Awesome. You know what? I'm going to turn this down a little bit. That looks good. And instead, I'm going to add some randomness to the velocity of the particles from within the particle editor. Oh, and we got to set this to collision too. What am I doing? Beautiful. Ah! What the heck? Oh, it's making them bounce. Okay, we gotta turn damping up. Yeah. Let's also turn friction up a little bit so it's not so slidey. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have our particles, we can go to the, also hot tip, if you don't want to render or display the thing that's emitting the particles, you can go to the Object tab and turn off instancing in Viewport and Render. Beautiful, okay. Now let's go over to our particles. Under render, we're going to render it as a collection. Grab our debris, scale it up, pick random. Beautiful. Getting there. Looks kind of cool and interesting that it's all pointing one direction, but we do not want that. We want some random rotation. Maybe let's angular velocity, yeah. There we go. Okay, but it's like bouncing off the walls and shooting out afterwards, which looks weird, so let's not see that. Oh my god. Okay, if it hits one of these walls, I want it to just die. So let's grab this, and under the collision settings, let's enable kill particles. Much better. Let's have it emit for a few more frames. There we go. And also, let's make them a little bit smaller. Cool. And let's add a hell of a lot more of them. Alright, good enough. Let's go ahead and bake this one. Okay. And I'm going to copy all of this and move it upstairs. Oh, dear Lord. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so this is way too bouncy. We need to turn up the friction and damping. There we go. That looks kind of weird, but it's also kind of cool. So, you know, whatever. There. What in the... Oh, it's... Okay. That's already baked, so we can move this up here. There we go. What's up, Benji? Okay. Throw our smoke back in there. Someone's suggesting having the top explosion be delayed from the ground explosion. That's a really great idea, and I wish I thought of that. That would add a lot of interest to the shot. You know what? Should we just have the hallway be CG and like leave it in the shot? Hmm. Hmm. No. No, we shouldn't. That's... We could, and that would be interesting if we had more time, but we do not, so... Ooh, a chair that flies out of the window? That's a great idea. Let's totally freaking do that. Okay, so when I do explosions, I like to, for the first couple frames, have like some chaotic, really bright lights go off, just to give it a lot of impact. You know what I think happened? I think in Embergen, our floor plane was... Oh god, if it starts chugging again, apologies. God damn. Oh my god. Jesus. Somebody's asking about the context of the video. I have no idea. Okay. So, yeah, adding a chair flying out is hilarious. Let's see if we can get a chair model. Yeah! Do they have, like, a backyard chair model? Like the one in the video? Let's see. Perfect. Look at that. Gorgeous. The Gmod chair. How long am I streaming for? Maybe another hour. Gotta finish this shot. If this has been a super long stream, I did not expect to go this long. Sweet. Good chair. Okay. Physics chair. Let's do it. God, I hate that the simulation is like cut off right there. Is that because Embergen, the floor plane was too high? Looks terrible. Whatever. You know what? I am gonna import another explosion that I did for a previous video. God, that looks good. Okay. Okay, I'm adding this explosion because on the previous explosion it was like clipped below the floor and looked super weird. So I'm adding this one in addition to that one just to kind of mitigate that. If you're just joining us now, I'll go through it again. We received this shot from a friend of ours, and they wanted an explosion in it. So we added that. We did a little simulation here that we're going to drop in. And yeah, that's what we're working on. Okay, that's looking better. So we're not really getting the ground floor. Dang. It does look so good. Yeah, no, I don't think that's working. I'm taking that out. Okay, so let's add the chair exploding out. So, what we're going to do is, let's turn our smoke off for the time being. And let's put our chair over here, and let's set origin to center of volume so it looks natural. And let's add a keyframe right there. And let's go a few frames forward and add another keyframe. So it just looks like that. Alright, pretty basic. And then we can add a rigid body with animated. And then right there, let's turn animated off so it switches to the simulation partway through the animation. Let's also set our rigid body world to start at frame 23. There we go. So now it goes flying. So we can adjust the keyframe so it isn't too crazy. And we can also set it so that the floor collides. Beautiful. Okay, and I want to change the direction of it a little bit, so let's change the X transforms, make it move a little bit that way. The chair will be dead, yes. Unfortunately. It's the sad reality of the situation. Let's give it some more lift. Yeah. And I want it to really stop when it hits the ground. That makes it go further. Okay. There we go. I wanted to prevent it from going behind this rock so we don't have to rotoscope the rock, even though we still might have to, because there's debris over there. No. No. It's fine. Okay. Somebody's saying their PC would be dead by now if they did this. I'm not so sure. I think your PC could handle it. I mean, the rendering would be an issue, but just the modeling and video editing and stuff, anybody can do that. I'm going to add this little doorway here. Beautiful. And here's a little trick. So I'm trying to line up this geometry with the thing that's actually in the footage, and oftentimes the track isn't good enough to the point where it'll just perfectly line up. And so sometimes you just gotta add some keyframes and move it into the right position, even though it's not technically correct. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff. Most annoying or tedious part of doing VFX? Oh, paper exploding out the windows is a great idea. Most tedious part of doing VFX is... I mean, it's anytime, you know, something is shot on set that wasn't set up well for VFX, and then you're doing a bunch of work just to, you know, fix a problem that could have been easily fixed on set, like with paintouts and stuff like that. So that those things get tedious because it's less creative work and more just monotonous, you know, painting out and rotoscoping and things like that. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. What do you think, guys? Should we add anything else before we render? Making a plane and cutting it around the rocks and then making it a holdout so you don't need to rotoscope. That's a good idea. I'm worried that the track can't support that since I didn't get the best track. So let's just see if we put this here, if it sort of lines up. You know what? It kind of does. Let's do it. Cool. Okay. So let's give us some geometry. Let's go into edit mode with proportional editing, and I'm just going to drag this so that it matches up with the silhouette of the rock. Not the actor, the rock that you can see right here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, trying to get a real world thing to match up with the geometry, and I guess I just put it in the wrong spot. But what we can do is we can just set a keyframe here and move over here and do this. Which isn't technically right, but sometimes you just gotta do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Good enough. Okay. Let's add a holdout material. Nope. Yep. And let's do the same thing for our friend right here. I guess that just needs to be pushed further back. Yeah. I'm really not going to try and make this perfect. Good enough. Where's our holdout material? This is cycles. Okay, let's see. Great. If you guys submitted your shots, I'm probably not going to get to them today, but possibly on the next one. Because yeah, the shot is taking a while. So cool. Something I want to try that I like doing sometimes is adding a bit of fog to this scene, just so that the light illuminates it and adds a bit of glow to the scene. So we got our big cube, and in the material, let's add a principled volume. And just to make our lives easier, I'm going to add a math node set to multiply with 0.01. So we get a little bit of volumetrics here. Oh, also, I do not want these to cast shadows. So we have a bit of a volume to catch some of that light. Just looks a little bit better. It's a little too intense. Sweet, that's looking pretty good. I say we render it. Okay, set the first frame to the frame of our explosion, and let's frickin' go for it, y'all. Make a render output folder. Oh, one. Oh, one. Cool. Let's see here. Let's do it real low res. And let's do frickin' 50 samples. It doesn't need to be great. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. Let's see if the stream can handle me rendering this. Oh, wait, hold on. Gotta turn off frickin' compositing, because it's gonna auto-composite it, and it's really annoying. Okay. Alright, let me know if this affects the stream at all. Someone's saying I might need to rotoscope the guy's head. I think you are correct. Okay, cool. So we can just start compositing this already as it renders. wait for that second frame. And you know what? I'm going to lower the samples and the resolution even more. And turn off motion blur. When the hell is this supposed to be? There we go. I think. Maybe? I don't know. I imported it the wrong frame rate. I assume this is 24. Yeah. There we go. Sweet. That looks pretty cool. Nice. Look at that, guys. Look at what we've done today. I'm proud of us. Looks friggin' sick. Okay, let's add some lens flare in there. And I currently don't have a working lens flare plugin, so I'm going to Google image search lens flare, and we're going to use this one. So, let's see here. Let's get just a little glow right there for the first frame. Let's do the same for up there. And over there. And then we have a frame of like not much glow, and then let's just blast it out for this one. Sort of give it like a pow pow sort of vibe, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah. We got our chair coming out. Okay, whoever was talking about VDBs being blocky, you were right. What's with that? Okay. Let's add some sauce. Let's go over to our VFX materials. Got to set the render space to world. I'm going to try that next time. That is cool. Okay, let's see. Dust waves. Yup, for sure need some of this. Yep, probably some of that. Yep. That's pretty good. Let's do that. Let's make it a lot faster. Okay, so you have, in After Effects, you have a piece of footage with a black background, but it's smoke, so it's supposed to be transparent. What do? We do shift channels, and we take the alpha. Instead of from the alpha channel, we take it from the luminance channel. So you can see if it's brighter, it'll be more opaque. Let's go over to our... Okay, but that's going to make it so that the edges are all dark and it looks weird. So we can add either remove color matting, but that makes it look super weird. So I'm going to add a tint on top of that. And then let's match it to the brightness of the scene around it. So I'm going to take that down a bit. And let's also make it more opaque by adjusting the alpha like that. And you know what, let's add a little bit of red to it. That's not working. Let's do that. Okay, let's add another tint. And let's just set it to be that color. Beautiful. I feel like it might be a little brighter. Yeah, feels good. Maybe a little less opaque. There we go. Okay, now let's work on the timing of it. That's pretty good, honestly. Got more of our render to throw in there. Alright, so if this was a shot for a client or on a film I was working on and I had more time, this is the point where I would look at all the things that are wrong with this and be like, this sucks. I need to change a lot of stuff about this. Like, I think I went too hard with retiming the explosion. It just kind of pops into existence there. We need more transition. The motion blur is an issue. I feel like these pieces of debris definitely need motion blur. It looks weird as is. We got this blockiness on the volume, which is a bummer. But you know what? We're gonna roll with it. Okay, let's throw in some glow here. So we got our render. Here's how I like to do glow. I'll throw an extract on that. I'll grab the brightest parts of it. I will add a solid composite, which basically just adds an opaque background to it. And I'm going to add a fast blur. And then exposure, so I can really max it out if I want to. And then a tint, because it plays nicely with, not that, with color vibrance, which is a Video Copilot plugin. It's wonderful. It basically just gives you really smooth color roll-off. It's like a tint, but with more accurate color science. So let's set that to screen. Now we got a nice glow. But it looks a little weird, so let's tweak it. It's a little bit too saturated. helps. I'm wondering whether or not we should roto this. I mean, we should. Oh, let's see if we can do it easily. Okay, let's see if After Effects 2.0 can handle this. It's not bad. I was worried this would happen when it collides with the wall. It gets all messed up. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But we can just do a garbage mask. Did I use the Platform Fighter starter kit for my Corridor Smash video? Nah, I coded that ish from scratch. And it didn't really work. It was, I mean, it barely worked. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And I would like to retry that, actually. I feel like I could do a much better job now. Okay, now let's feather the heck out of that. Ugh, this might look terrible. Let's see. It's fine. It like kind of works. Yeah, it's not bad. I think I might keep that. But just make the feathering more intense. That's not too bad, honestly. Okay, render's almost done. Cool. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So now let's bring our camera shake back. What the hell? What the hell? Oh no. Okay, we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. So the issue we're having right now is that the reverse stabilization thing is not working correctly, which is a real bummer. Oh, I think I figured it out. Hell yeah. I think the starting frame wasn't the same as it should have been. But we got it. All good. Sick. And we could throw some motion blur on here, but that wouldn't match the filmmaker's intent. They shot it without much motion blur, so we will be true to that. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, let's make sure we got the last few frames of our render in there. Cool. And now, the last thing let's do is I like to add a little lens smudges. Let's see. Lens dirt. There's this classic one that everybody has used since the beginning of time. Where is it? There it is. Let's find a bigger version of that. Come on. Oh, God, the reverse image search used to be so good in Google, and now it's just atrocious. There we go. God, freaking mosquito. Okay. Let's do that, and then that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing to this, where we're going to... Oh, let's pre-compose this. Extract. So, let's take the bright parts out of our image. You know what? I'm not liking that glow. Let's take that glow off that we put on. Get out of here. I'll just make it less intense. Okay. Okay, so we take the brightest parts of our image. Let's do the red channel so we can get that shirt out. Maybe blue. Maybe green. Okay, whatever. Okay. Got that. Let's add a fast blur. Solid composite, so we have an opaque background, which is important for color vibrance. Let's do that. Wait, do we want this? I can't remember. Whatever. Exposure. Okay, so now where the magic happens is, so we have this, which is kind of our blurred out bright parts of our image. We have the lens dirt, and so we can use the lens dirt as a lumimat for our glow, right? Yes. Is this what we want? Yeah. Okay, so now we friggin' make that intense. Yep. And we make it screen. Let's throw color vibrance on there. So now you can see the bright parts of the image sort of light up the lens dirt. I'm sure this isn't the proper way to do it, but it totally works. Looks weird on the shirt. What do you mean? Okay. Nice. Okay, thank you for answering that question. Nice. I'm feeling pretty good about this, guys. We could sauce it up a little bit more, but I'm getting tired, and I think it's about time to wrap up here. That is silly. Cool. Alright, let's crop back in. Yeah, I do appreciate that they added some camera shake for the explosion. And you know what? I think this needs some sound. Let's render this ish out.